Hi, welcome to the office. Um, in this video, we will start on symbolic logic. It will start with statements, negations, and quantifiers. So let's do some math. Okay, some definitions. A statement is a complete sentence that can either be true or false, but not both at the same time. Okay, the true or the false value are what we call truth values of the statement. Now, a paradox is a sentence that can be true and false at the same time. Okay, for example, this is a famous paradox. It's called the liar paradox. If I tell you, I'm lying to you, well, if I were actually lying and I'm telling you that I'm lying to you, then I was telling the truth, right? So that's doesn't have a true or false, but it's actually, if it's true, by default, it's false. So it's true and false at the same time, and that's what a paradox is. Okay, a statement that is always false is what we call a self-contradiction or a logical falsehood. Okay, and a statement that is always true is what we call a tautology, a logical truth. So those are just definitions for you to just understand, so that when we are talking about it in class, you know what these things mean, right? Now, let's try to figure out if these are statements or not. For example, my math teacher is awesome. Is it a statement? Yes, because it is a complete sentence and it's true. Your math teacher is awesome. Huh, that's a joke. Okay, now, do you have a pen? Is that a statement? No, because that's a question. Doesn't have a value of true or false. 3 plus 2 equals 6. Is that a statement? Yes, it is. Happen to be false, but it's a statement. This sentence is false. Is it a statement? No, why not? Because that's a paradox. Okay. Number 5, stand up and speak clearly. Is it a statement? No, why not? It's a command. It doesn't have a true or false value. Okay, so that's what it means to be a statement, a complete sentence that can either be true or false. And that's important because we are talking about arguments in a little bit, and that is built upon statements. Okay, negations of a statement. The negation of a true statement is always false. It has the opposite truth value, right? Remember, a statement can only be true or false. So the negation of a true statement is false, and the negation of a false statement is true. Okay. We use a lowercase letter to denote a statement. Okay. For example, the statement P is, the car is pink. Okay, so the little p, lowercase p, is what we use to denote a statement. Okay, now the negation of p is denoted as not p. Okay, not p, that's how you read that. And if p is the car is pink, then not p is the car is not pink. Or we might want to say, it is not the case that the car is pink. Quantifiers. You've seen this before, right? What does that Venn diagram describe? The overlapping diagram means what? Some members of B are in A, okay? This one said none of A are in B, or none of B is in A. And that's what we call a disjoint set, okay? And then the third scenario is a subset that said all members of B are in A. So notice these words, some, none, or all. These are what we call quantifiers. Okay? Now, the negation of quantified statements goes like this. Suppose P is the statement, all of my students completed their homework. Well, what's the negation of that? If that statement is true, then what makes that statement false? Okay, and to kind of visualize that, we would say all my students completed their homework. So not P would be some of my students did not complete their homework. And the Venn diagram looks like this, right? So the negation of all is some, okay? And that's how that works. Okay, now next, what is the negation of none? If I say none of my students completed their homework, that would be this Venn diagram, right? So if that statement is a true statement, then what would be the opposite truth of that? Meaning, will make that statement false? Okay, so what's the negation of none? And yes, you have it. Some of my students did their homework. Okay, so negation of none is some. Okay. You try. Pause the video and try. Okay, now once you are done, let's come back and see. Negation of A, negation of all is some. So negation of A would be some chef cannot bake. Negation of B, remember, negation of some is none. So no teachers have tattoos. And C, negation of none is some. So some sand is purple. And that is it for today.